Let's try this again, guys. Seriously, let's try. What up? What up? What up? Guys, let's try this again. Hi. Guys, let's try this again. Yesterday I tried to do this video, but I was too tired. It was like I was working all day, but today it's a little bit better. Let's get this in. I'm not going to be here long, guys, but just come in and shout out your city, your city, your country, you know, whatever else, your world, your star system that you're from. What set do you rep as a star seed? I'm gonna drum it in. Hey guys, come on in, guys. We are about to basically break down the prophecy, which actually has been fulfilled. So you guys know that I received a message about a week or 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, very encrypted message from source. And it was only like 58 seconds long. And it was talking about the Chiefs head on a swivel. And basically this is like what it said here. Here was the title of that, guys. So the title of that video was The Super Bowl Prophecy. Chiefs head on a swivel. The eagle has landed. The Moors, Black Moors versus the divided states. What I have behind me is the divided states. So that was the title of the video. And we're going to break that down because I thought the message was ahead of its time. I was like, is anyone going to be getting what I am throwing down, right? But apparently, I was channeling the halftime performance, which was very esoteric. It had a lot of meanings to it, guys, and we're going to break all that down today. But, Source has just never lied. Prophecy has been fulfilled. Guys, if you look at this picture behind me, so this is Kendrick Lamar, who performed at the girl, I wanted to say elections. It's it's about to get deep, y'all. We're gonna go into how Trump already admitted that Elon used his little super computers, his little magic to maybe get some more votes at the 11th hour. But anywho, y'all, so this was part of the performance. And if you notice, the dancers were representing the American flag. He's standing in the middle. It is a flag divided. Remember, I kept saying the country is at war with itself. We're at war with the indigenous inhabitants, the Black Moors, aka the so to speak African Americans, and then the corporation of America that is now being sold off into parts, right? And everyone's trying to get a piece. And who's trying to get a piece before all of the scraps are sold or given away? Why do you think the Democrats give a lot of money away, guys? That it's the end of a country. That's what it's given. And they give to the places where they will be seating themselves next. So these organizations they give to, this is exactly, trust me, they're on the payroll. When you look, peel behind the curtains, then they have some sort of, they're in proximity to get a check from where they're sending this money out. So this is the first thing you have to know. America is being sold off in pieces. Everyone wants a piece of their pie, including the Aboriginals, right? They want a piece of the pie. And this is what the halftime performance was all about. And we're going to break this down, guys. I am not going to be on here long, but I felt bad because I tried to play some of those videos yesterday, but the audio was not working because I think I had my Bluetooth in and I not needed to have it in and all of that. So let me know, guys, if you can hear me, and then I will begin. Hello. Hi, guys. Okay, awesome. You guys can hear me okay? Please just type in the chat so I know it's everything's good to move along. Thank you very much. I would appreciate that. Awesome, guys. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Cheryl, can you hear me? Linda, can you hear me? All right, let's get ready to rumble, guys. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take us back to probably the largest point of the prophecy, right? Which I put this video out the day before, I believe. Guys, every time I want to say Super Bowl, in my mind's eye, my mind is bringing up election. So this Super Bowl has election energy. I got to speak on this. I got to speak on this. I'm telling you guys what I know, that the day before, actually the day of and the day before it was the election, I felt Kamala's timeline where she wins. I felt it. She was going to be the winner. I felt it. Even though I had always been saying Donald Trump's going to win. But I did feel like this destiny swap energy. But after further events and feeling into it, the destiny swap actually went to Trump. It actually did go to Trump. They had this thing slated for Kamala. And every single time I want to say Super Bowl, I keep saying election. This is sources' way of telling me that not only was the election rigged, but this game was also rigged. Allegedly now. Y'all know this is all alleged, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm going to get started showing you guys some of these clips. Sound is good. Awesome. Hi, Angel. Milky Way goddess. How are you? I'm going to get started showing you guys some of these clips and putting the pieces together. We got to go back. We're about to go back. It's about to get deep, y'all. It's about to get deep. Hold your horses here. Hold your horses. Okay. Let's see where I want to start. Let's start with, with this video here. 1 second. And let me know if you can hear it okay once it starts playing. Thank you. Let's start here. So this is the first thing I want to point out. This here was basically the original part of the original prophecy, right? Where it talks about the eagle has landed and it talks about the chief's head on a swivel. So let's start here. I'm going to play this, okay? Think about the eagle has landed. It brings me to the moon landing back to 1969, which we know is so esoteric. See, what's going on here, this ritual that's about to take place tomorrow, is that they feel, the egos, the elites, right? They feel as if they've already won this war with the chiefs, with the ancestors that are coming back, that are unearthing themselves energetically through all of us and on the land altogether. They feel as if they've already won. So it'll be very interesting to see if the egos win. Because if the egos win, then that could be an indication that maybe our ancestors have lost this one from the spirit realm. But if the chiefs prevail, then that could be an individual. That could be an indication that the ancestors have won. See where I'm going with this? Okay. I want to give you guys some context about the Moors. Strange enough, the Moorish temple, guys, guess where it is? So back in the day when the Moors, before the United States government, the Moors' capital was in where? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That is where the Moorish capital was. And today, there is a Moorish Science Temple of America located where? In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And also, too, I was looking at something about the address. What's the address of the Moorish Science Temple of America? It's located at 169 West Fisher Avenue in Philadelphia, PA. There's the 6-9 yet again. This is a confirmation of the war that we've been in.
Source is really saying that the war is truly between the Moors and the, so to speak, United States government, but it's deeper than that. This is a corporation, guys. You have to know that, which I do believe the corporation has ended, and they're selling the parts off.
Okay, guys, you can hear that video, okay? That was the first thing that I want you to hold on to that. That's exactly what I said. This war is between the Moors. Who are the Moors? The Moors go back, they are basically the Moabites from the Bible, right? But the Moors is the, so to speak, Aboriginals here on this land, which you guys call the African Americans. But like I said before, that is a made-up name created by Jesse Jackson, circle 1980 something. So we have to know that. So now that we know who the Moors are, who was performing? Kendrick Lamar, so to speak, African American. I haven't looked into his lineage, but nevertheless, I do believe that he was born here. Guys, now let's circle back to what Source was saying. The message I got was very clear. The eagle has landed. The eagle has landed is also synonymous with the moon landing. The moon landing, I believe, happened in, was it 1969? Someone correct me, but I believe it was some sort of esoteric number like that. Everyone knows about the moon landing. Did not truly happen. They ain't been back there yet. Kind of the same thing of what is going on at the game that already prior, a week or two prior, Source already said the eagle has already landed. And if you watch that whole video, the eagle was representing the elites or the United States of America. So how did they know that they were going to win? Let me build. Let me build. Like I said, something fishy going on. Game is rigged, election also. And I got proof on that too. I got a clip I'm going to play you guys what Trump said himself about the supercomputers that Elon has access to. But why? Why Trump? And why? Why change this thing at the 11th hour? I felt Kamala Harris being the victor. And even to this day, I keep talking about America's daughter. That's who's running the show. That's who's running the country. It's almost a blend between the Democrats or Kamala Harris regime. Source is very clear, a regime. And what a Donald Trump presidency looked like back then. Do not be fooled. This is not Donald Trump, even though I know he's still tyrannical. There is something going on with him, whether it's the mind control or whether there's something else, because we know that Trump has always had a clone. We know that. I mean, people have been saying this for years, 20, 30 years. He's always had that. But what I'm saying is something is different about this one than the one we had back in 2016. Very similar, but this one is a bit different because it's not just Trump. It's also Kamala's regime energetic, right? Which turns out to be America's daughter. Their energies are enmeshed some sort of way through quantum entanglement. And also, too, we enmesh their energies simply because everyone was pinning one against the other. So we also created in the quantum field an entanglement. And this is what we have created, America's daughter. So the left and the right don't win. Because we have to rise above the fear bombs. We both took the bait of separatism. There is no separatism. It's all a lie, and all of this must come down in this 11th hour. At the end of an age, we have to scrap this game. We've been running on race and separatism and classism and all of that. That will not work. This is why we're stuck and stagnant. We have to pay, we have to avenge certain bloodlines here that were stepped on. Certain bloodlines are the template of why some of us even have breath. We have to avenge that bloodline because it's also part of the collective soul body. We're defending the soul, the great Akashic soul. When we avenge these Black Moors, when we avenge them, then this land will be made well. Otherwise, Babylon will fall. This is the whole thing that I was saying. And I'm going to tell you guys, just keep going with me now. I had to say that. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something. The eagle has landed, the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Not egos, but eagles. But what happened? What happened earlier in 2024? What happened, guys? What happened? Let me bring something up here for you guys. I just want to point something out because something don't smell right. Something a little fishy. Hold on. You guys remember when Trump almost got assassinated? Where was that? Was that not Pennsylvania? Was it not Pennsylvania? Remember when his ear, I think it was the right ear, was grazed by that bullet and he was still like, fight, fight, fight? Was that some sort of sign or signal to the two sides that have been at war for a very, very long time? It's just bizarre. That source had already said the eagle had landed, eagle representing the elites, winning this thing. When I tap into the Super Bowl, my mind says election. It doesn't even want to say Super Bowl. This is part of the election. What do you think? Hold on. They not like us. They not like us. Sorry. Hold on. Y'all, I'm getting back in my groove. You'd be amazed what a little bit of sleep will do. Hold on. Hold the presses. Why do you think Donald Trump was there? Are you still campaigning, sir? Hold on, y'all. Something don't smell right. Is he still campaigning? What's going on? Scan out, expand out. Get out of Democrat and Republican because something ain't right with this. So your ear was shot in Philadelphia, right? And mind you, we don't know if they've taken the real Donald underground. We don't know. For all we know, that could be his cookie clone. Who knows? Who knows? Trump could be down in the lower room eating applesauce with blue pills in it, much like Biden was. We don't, at this point, we actually don't know, but this ain't looking well. It's not looking well, right? So the ear was grazed in Philadelphia. What did he say? Not in Philadelphia, but in Pennsylvania, another city in Pennsylvania. And he was like, fight, fight, fight. Well, the eagle has landed. They've already won the eagle, the moon landing, which was fake and staged, by the way. This, obviously, when was the last time they let a, so to speak, Black man get on a global stage and basically say, give me my check, give me my 40 acres and a mule, give me my reparations? When was the last time, where they do that at? Where do they do, I really want to know where they do that at. Now, I like Kendrick Lamar, but baby, I was not expecting no Kendrick Lamar to be at the Super Bowl. And when I tell you that they just said Kendrick Lamar surpassed freaking Michael Jackson in like views, he's now the #1 watched performance at the Super Bowl elections. Seriously. Y'all, you have to know, why do they want us to see all this stuff about race? Well, there's a few things. Like I said, this is in the ancestral code to deal with this, because we have to deal with the things in the soul template at the end of an age. But also, too, they want us in fear. They want us fighting against each other because it's the same playbook. Oh, a little sprinkle of racism here, a sprinkle of separatism, a little sprinkle of classism, a little sprinkle of sexism, capitalism, socialism. It's all division. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle of all of everything that divides, right? Which division is a lie. It's a matrix trick. So this is why they allowed him to be on the world stage. Now, girl, I still want my check, right? We're gonna get to that. Still want my check. Because source said something about that, and it may be coming. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, it's weird because, the Eagles in Philadelphia, the team, what else is there? What else is in Philadelphia? Like I said in the last video, is the Moorish Temple of America, located at 169 Fishers Avenue. And the moon landing was in 69 as well. It's all very esoteric, and it's given, guys, that there's two elites. Some of them are Moors and some of them ain't. But guess what? They're still basically aligning all of these events to keep you and I down here. So do not get fooled with the skin color. They tell you one skin color is lower and one is higher. At the end of the day, baby, when you zone out, these people are all working together, partying together to keep us divided. They're together, but we're divided. We're the only ones divided. When they go to the funerals of the other presidents that pass away, when they go to the inauguration, aren't they all together? If they truly hated each other, why would they be there? Seriously, guys, it's a game. It's all staged, much like this election. This is not an election, but source is saying the Super Bowl is some form of election, guys. It's a ritual. Think about it. You had two sides. What was this about? The chiefs is representing the ancestors. It's representing, guys, the Aboriginal indigenous people on this land who were basically stripped of every single thing. And if we are to expand past this, these group of people have to be made whole. Because the world has shifted, we have to make everything whole in order to expand. You can't leave any broken pieces behind. You can't expand being fragmented. It's not possible. So I just wanted to point that out. That's everything going on, guys, in Philadelphia. And it's all very cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Now, I'm going to show you a video about what Trump has to say. What he has to say about the election and Elon's supercomputers. Hold on. Get into it. Come on, Trump. What you got to say now?
And then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. And then he...
Hold up. What? Oh, let's listen to that. It's like, did I hear?
He journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. So it was pretty good.
Wait, winning Pennsylvania? Winning Pennsylvania, a landslide. Remember y'all tuned into the Super Bowl, and at a point, freaking Chiefs didn't have no points. It was given it was a landslide. And actually, to have two of the best teams there, it technically was a landslide, because I think that the Chiefs only scored 20 to the Eagles 40. it was a landslide, but he already told you it was going to be a landslide. He told you back then because of the computers, because of Elon. Elon looked like Frankenstein. I don't know. There's something wrong with that kid. We're gonna have to get him checked out, you guys. But basically he's already said that this was rigged. And every time I want to say Super Bowl, Source replaces that word with election. So rigged. He already told you what it was. And yeah, pretty much everything dealing with Pennsylvania is rigged. Okay, I think I've made that point clear already. All right, let's move on to the next thing, guys. What do I want to say? There's a lot to say. Let me go into this. Let me show you guys who the Moors are. I'm going to show you something, and then we're going to go back into more evidence of this ritual, because I think that this will give people who didn't see the last video a little bit more context, okay? So I'm going to share this, and then I have some very interesting TikToks to show you guys that the revolution will be televised, okay? Here we go.
Okay. I happen to have a picture.
That's the Moors.
So that's Moorish chief. You can see. So this would be kind of what the attire was looking like. Yeah. And I have a lot of my artifacts and statues here. And if you notice that this ancestor here is wearing what? A copper on the head. Copper is a conductor. When I tell you that these Moabites or Moors, which are actually come from Mars, by the way, originally, is what source has said. And this thing is so old, it's been glued back together. So I really have to be careful. But the thing is, guys, why is this happening? Because they can't survive. You know, they say, oh, people can't die because of the sun is, global warming and everybody needs to have melanin in their skin to survive. True to an extent, but what truly is happening, guys, this is why they're paying, I think they're paying black men to go over to different countries to like mate with women. But what's truly happening is because you need copper for your protection in the new energy. This is why they have to pay the copper color race. We're your lifeline. Thank you, Source. 2 hours in to get to this. They have no choice but to avenge. And believe it or not, I see Trump paying off these people. Part of those tariffs are to take care of this, because we need, to be honest with you guys, you know why they never got rid of the, so to speak, black people on this land? A, they can't, because they're really the true inhabitants of the land. But also B, they're conductors. Our skin, the copper skin, is a conductor to conduct energy. This is why they always done experiments. You heard about the Tuskegee experiments and all that. It's because of the technology that's in the pigmentation of the copper color race. So that's what I'm telling you. Source is truly saying this right now in this moment, is that they need the copper color race to survive energetically because of the copper, because of the conductor. And now, girl, now this brings another thing. Are they going to use us as a conductor to some weird experiment to fight the aliens? Like, seriously, we know there's something coming on the back end of that, right? But but I'm just saying, guys, I'm just saying this is truly what Source is saying. And this is why they have to do that, because the energy is different, guys. They will not be able to survive without the energetic currency. of the Moabites, of the Moors, of the copper color race. We are a very important piece.
Okay, guys, so you saw that. This was a revelation as I was kind of going through this video that was about an hour and 20 minutes in. Source was saying that part of the tariffs, I'm getting that this group of people, there are talks about this. You guys will know this as reparations, but I want to take you back to where this originated. People, so to speak, Black people didn't just start talking about reparations. We had a promissory note to receive something after World War II. This is the original version of reparations. So this was the energy I was picking up at this Super Bowl, but source keeps saying it's an election of some sort. I don't know who's being elected, but there is still an election energy. Things are not decided because things are too divided. It's coming through now. Things are not decided on Trump because things are too divided. I am telling you, if they could somehow do the 1-2 switcheroo and change him out now, there's talks about that. I feel it right now. Source don't ever lie. And I've been channeling America's Daughter, a Kamala Harris regime mixed in with the old Trump of yesteryear, right? This is what you're experiencing. But somehow I feel that this is some sort of election that's going on. But I say that to say that I want to take you now to Kendrick Lamar's performance because, boy, he mentioned the reparations. He mentioned the original promissory note, which I will show you that now. Give me one moment, please. 1 second. Okay. So, guys, this is getting very interesting. So the first thing I want to let you know is that, well, let me play that first and then I will. Okay, perfect. So let me know if you might not be able to hear this because sometimes these things don't play through Zoom, but nevertheless, I'll come back and talk about it. Okay, let's play this, guys, of what he says here.
You really got to do it. You be trying to break the game, but you can't fake influence. You get hard enough. 40 years in the news, it was in the music. You really got to do it. You be trying to break the game, but you can't fake influence.
Wait, do you guys hear that? Wait. So he says 40 acres in a mule. This is the original reparations. We're going to get to that. But he says they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. He already right there. He's already telling you. See, this is like it's a play on words. In one end, we are in a game, watching a game, like in the Super Bowl, so to speak, that is rigged. But another thing, we are in this game that the elite set up, them against us. But what he's saying, you can't fake influence. And I think what he's really talking about there when he says that line is that if you look around the world, you will find little pockets of a Black American culture everywhere. So if you go over to Asia, if you go over to even the Africans in Africa, you'll see people dressing like us, incorporating some things, right, in their music, the swag and all of that, the Black American swag. So Asians can do hip hop dance better than anybody I know. I'm telling you, they are amazing. You go over to Europe, even Europeans can do it. They can do it. I am telling you, I don't care where you go in this world, there is this culture, right, of the so to say, it's the Moor, it's the Aboriginal, so to speak, that people call African American, right? But these go back to biblical, the Moabites, and beyond that into the stars, right? So there's no place you won't find the influence on that. It's because This group of people is part of the original template. So we're not talking on this channel. I'm not talking when I mention these things, and we got to get back to the template and back to source, because that's all that matters. I don't care about your skin tone and your feelings and emotions when it comes down to talking about what is from source, okay? And source is saying that these group of people are part of the original template. So when we think about a template, right, we think about something that all other things can be created from. Just very much like I just described, how we can take some bits of Black or Moorish Aboriginal culture and it can be displayed in other parts of the world and create a foundation for something else that that person or culture is building, right? And so when we look at the template, in the template is this group of people. And now at the end of the age, we expand out. We're looking at all the karma we've incurred as humanity. And we're looking in there, we're like, oh, dang, there's something in there in that template. I think we got to go dig it out and cleanse it, because I don't think we're going to get away with this. I don't think we're going to be able to move forward into the new age and energy to exit stage left this earth and get to the new earth and expanded consciousness if all of us is not healed. This is what I'm saying. This group of people is not healed in the template because of what? First, we have the paper genocide. This is how this group of people, so to speak, Black Americans, became African Americans. There's no such thing as having two nationalities. There's just not, right? So unless you have dual citizenship, but in that state, you're still born somewhere, aren't you? You see where I'm going with this, right? So this group of people have to be made whole in order for the whole to sink back in and expand. We cannot leave missing pieces of ourselves. It will never happen in soul growth, expansion, and ascension. It's not a possibility. I've not seen where you can leave part of yourself and then just ascend and sail off into the sunset. And where do they do that at? It's not possible, right? The soul heals as one collective soul body. Once all the lessons have been learned, then we truly do get to grow and expand. So this is what we are looking at in the template. This group of people have to be made whole by the way of this thing called the reparations, but the original form of that was the 40 acres and a mule, which Kendrick Lamar stood on this election stage, aka the Super Bowl, and said that, give me my reparations, 40 acres and a mule. That was the original reparations. Where did this come from, guys? This 40 acres and a mule, guys, where it originated from, I'm going to tell you guys here, 1 second. Where this truly did originate from, as you can read here, 40 acres and a mule is a phrase that refers to a promise to be given to give land and resources to formerly enslaved African Americans after the Civil War. The promise was never fulfilled, and the phrase now symbolizes the ongoing struggle for reparations. It's literally right there on Google, guys. So this is the 40 acres and a mule was the original reparations. Kendrick Lamar flat out said it. I even said in the video that I do see Trump paying this group of people. Like I said, I don't think is it going to be every Black American? No, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is there are things on paper that treaties must be upheld. There are things on paper that have always just been passed from one president to the next, and they've never got taken care of. It just goes to the next person who enters the office. I do see this on his desk, right? I get things on my spiritual desk. I see this on his physical desk about the, so to speak, reparations. And because, what did I say? America is over. The parts are being sold off. Lots of that, like I said, went to China Actually, India has some lands too, and some interest. Sources saying they have interest here. And I think they've made themselves equitable through all the technology, right? IT and technology. Equitable interest is what sources saying that India has here. So basically, there's money. All of the money that they were sending to different countries and stuff, even the money that they give the migrants and stuff, you know, the reason why they give people an exorbitant amount of money is so that is because they are sending an exorbitant amount of money to that account, to that pool, because this is where they're running to. When these people run, guys, they don't run with $0. No. They know the corporation's over. They know this is the end of the age. They know that this is over. This is why they got their bunkers and everything. They're selling off the parts, right? So the question is Trump going to give these group of people what was promised to them after World War II for their for the service and the integration? And we had a promissory note. Much like your money, actually, technically, guys, your money is a promissory note to go and what? Pick up your gold. This is how money was created. It was always a bank held your gold in a safety deposit box, and they gave you an IOU, which was $1, which was a reserve note, a promissory note for you to go into the bank and pick up your gold. But of course, we know that we were taken off of the gold standard. I think Nixon did that. And then now our money fell to fiat, and now the dollar that you have is a deflationary asset. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. The same way you go spend your promissory note, imagine if you go to give the grocery store or to pay your mortgage or your car payment, the promissory note, and they say it's been rejected. We're not taking this promissory note anymore. And they've been rejecting your promissory note for over 400, 1,000 years, however long. And let's just go with the date of the World War II. I think that was back in the mid 1800s or so. Imagine if they've been rejecting your money, which is technically your gold, supposed to be your gold. Imagine if they've been rejecting that for 180 years or so. You wouldn't feel too good. You would probably start to doubt. You probably start to doubt yourself. You probably start to feel lowly, unloved, unsupported by God, by source, by the world, by the universe, by yourself. You probably would feel that you're lacking. Wouldn't you not feel all those things if your promissory note, the fiat dollar, was not accepted? This is what I want you guys to understand, that this is the same thing. And we don't just pull this out of a hat when people start talking about reparations. No, this was a promissory note to pay these people. Okay? So this has come up on Trump's desk. And what I said in that video is I think part of these tariffs are to pay off these Black Moors, Aboriginals. That's exactly what I said. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is actually too, why wasn't that not paid? It goes on to say, and one of the presidents stopped it. It said Union General William Sherman used a special field orders number 15 in January 1865, which promised the land of freed families. So I do want to say this. The 40 acres was land, right? Land was to be given, and the mule is something to till the land, which in today's time, it would be like some sort of tractor, something that you could till the land and produce something for commerce. Because remember, these, so to speak, Black Aboriginals were enslaved. They weren't even allowed to go to school for some time, guys. They weren't allowed to do nothing. Like, they weren't allowed to do nothing. But basically, that's where I'm getting. So the 40 acres in today would basically be money, because land back there was wealth. Back then, the land was your wealth. It didn't matter what color you were back then. If you had no land, you were very lowly in society. So this thing was purposely kept away from the original inhabitants. Get that? The original inhabitants, land was taken And then they were never, even after the end of the slavery or the indentured servitude, right? They still didn't even, or they were actually prisoners of war as well. That's a whole nother thing. But they still never got the land. But this, it doesn't even matter, guys, that it was a promissory note. The whole point of it was their land to begin with. So you promised them something that you took. And then you promised them less than you took. And then on top of that, then you renege on the promissory note. But the original thing that you took was actually theirs to begin with. So technically, the reparations is you not giving this group of people anything. You're only returning a smidget back of what you stole. This is what I'm saying. This was the whole message of the Super Bowl. And these two groups of people have come to a head right here on this stage, on this Super Bowl election stage, because the template is saying, oh, we got to heal that. Dang, we held these people down for a long time. I think we're gonna have to do something because of where the lifeline. Remember, I was talking about the copper. So the Moors, when you go back and research about them, they are the coppered color race here of, of North America, of United States of America. So our skin is a conductor. All these portals the Pope then opened up, this copper technology in the skin is your lifeline. And this is why a bunch of copper children go missing every year. And it extends past just, I'm saying Black Moors, but see, they know. I don't care if you're showing up pale. Like my mother has white skin, but she is still us, she has white skin. But I'm telling you, they know, and they go and they take these coppered colored, so to speak, Black children in droves every year. And even at what's going on at the border, all of these missing migrant children, where do you think is going? When you look in the lineage of even the so to speak Mexicans and the El Salvadorians, when you strip that back, because there were no borders, we kind of get back to the same group of people in some way. Maybe they have less of that DNA, but I'm saying when you strip it back, when you look inside of, this is what they're looking for, the organs of our children, of even the adults. This is what they're after. And this is what they've been using too. So not only did they not pay, not only did they enslave and pillage and all of that, but then now not only did they feed the children to alligators, but even now there's a whole new game of the human trafficking. And that's happening everywhere. And now it's happening to every race. So I'm saying that's why you have to make this whole, because it will eventually bleed to every part of our society. And it has. Look how we are all enslaved working. Look how you got to have 11 jobs just to buy some bread. If that's not slavery on the corporate plantation, I don't know what is. They've never stopped harming us. They only now expanded it so they can harm every single person. It has always been us against them, against these elites. The eagle has landed. We have to remove them, remove their fear, and open our hearts back up, expand our heart chakra. And we got to heal this collective soul body, because this group of people is part of the collective soul body. I don't care if it's the other group of people or the other, it doesn't matter. Any group of people that has been harmed must be made well, simply because you cannot expand and ascend at the end of an age unless you do it collectively. We will not get there any other way. And once we cleanse out what's happening here, then there's more work to do all around the world. But I'm just talking about this because this is the message that Spirit brought to my spiritual desk. But I'm saying it will have to happen all around the world. So the very fact that we're hanging on to our separatism and our prejudiced ways in everything. Nowadays, even the men hate the women hate the men. It is everywhere. This is their seed of destruction. They've been running this game on us. It's a scam forever. And they're very sophisticated, right? So I'm just saying that, right? This thing was already promised, and then President Johnson reversed the order to return. Wait, guys, you have to know what it said. He reversed the order and he returned the land back to its former white owners, right? That's what it says here on Google. But the whole thing was, you can't be the owner if you own somebody else's land. Do you see how weird this sounds? And this is why we have been at odds in this country, because it's like we can't move forward until we acknowledge what happened and both sides of the coin was played. Because on one end, someone invited you here and gave you lands and allowed you to buy lands that were stolen. So on one end, yeah, it's your property because you paid for it or you were gifted it. But on the other end, it never belonged to the person who gave it to you or sold it to you. You see what I mean? This is where we are. And so now this is what we are healing and cleansing. So I just wanted to let you guys know that the 40 acres and a mule that he speaks of was the original promissory note to go ahead and give the copper color race their 40 acres of land, which now would probably be worth a lot of money. If you think about having 40 acres back then, in how much would that be worth today? Let's go ahead and see. One second. So let me see if they give me a number. You want to hear something funny? What Google said? Google said, you want to hear what they said? This is hilarious, guys. It says, he begins with the cost of an acre in 1865, which was about $10. 40 acres divided among a family of 4 comes to about 10 acres per person, or about $100 for each of the 4 million former slaves. I don't know where they got that from, but you gonna tell me it's only worth $100? Like, no, y'all, I ain't boo-boo the foo. I ain't just wake up, no, yesterday. So basically now something else on Google says, by June 1865, the 40,000, because there was 40,000 freed slaves had been allocated land. Some estimate and suggest that the land could be worth 640 billion today, highlighting the enormous economic potential of the 40-acre promissory note, much like the American dollar. That this is being honored, but the other promissory note is not being honored. So you see how, you know, this group of people could be left out of the wealth gap, because if they got billions of dollars that they never received, and we know that it takes money to make money, so people probably had a hundreds of year head start, when in fact they were already winning before all this even happened, before the land people even came over to this country. So you know, it's just a teachable moment for us, and putting that in perspective. Now, guys, y'all remember when Princess of Kent wore the black amour brooch to that first Christmas or holiday party that Meghan Markle attended? She knew. Why else would she wear a black amour brooch? Because she already knew that the, so to speak, Black Americans are Moorish. She was already telling us right then, guys. She called it way back then, but wasn't anybody listening, guys?
Video was about Princess Michael of Kent and why we call her that. Today, let's talk about the reason that most people know her, the Blackamoor brooch. Let's go back to 2017 when Meghan Markle was attending her first Christmas luncheon at Buckingham Palace, where she would meet about 50 members of the royal family, most of them for the first time. This included Princess Michael, the wife of the Queen's first cousin, who decided to accessorize with a statement piece. You can just taste the colonialism, right? Blackamoor figures like these are rooted in racist imagery and depict Black bodies in a type of noble servitude. He basically turns slavery into some kind of fantasy and exoticize non-white bodies.
Oh, did you hear what they said? She put slavery in the same sentence with the Black Moors. What group of people, guys, were enslaved? The so to speak Black Americans, the Black Moors. So it was already just said right then.
A quick Google search of the other racist things that Princess Michael has done, and you will quickly see that wearing the brooch was probably intentional. After the fact, her office did put out a statement saying she was, quote, very sorry and distressed that the brooch was a gift and she had worn it many times before without controversy.
All right. So I just wanted to point that out because this Moors has been in our face, but they can't tell you guys, especially you copper color race here, that you're a Moor, because no, they have to make you pretend that you came from Africa. But when you go to Africa, you will see just how different you are from the actual Africans. And I know this is coming from someone who's been on the continent, someone who has friends on that are from the continent. I know when I tell you that they are not like us. And I mean that respectfully, because we have our own culture. So when they try to lie to you and gaslight you that you're from this place, when how it way back then, you get all of these, where's those slave ships at? And I'm not saying that slavery didn't happen. And I know, don't get in my comments talking about you're demeaning slavery. I'm not, but I'm just saying that what really happened is that they would take the copper color race, aka the Moors, from one side of America to the next. And then they would basically get them away from their families that way and then sell them. So the slavery still happened, but it didn't happen in the way that people think. And by the time they were actually able to bring over all of these slaves on this voyage for like months and months without little food and chained up together, who's going to be tilling the land? Are these people even going to be alive by the time they even reach these shores? Like, we have to just think, right, with common sense, right? And most of the African slaves did go over to Brazil, right? So they truly do have a lot of that lineage. And this is West African we're talking about, because if you know anything about the Moors, they ruled, I think, from the 8th to 14th dynasty, something like that. And they were actually, if we were to go back to Pangea, this would be the North African region. So I'm not saying that this group of people doesn't have any African DNA, but not in the way that you think, right? It's not when the Africans came, the Aboriginal people were already here. But of course, we mixed in because we were all enslaved. And we were already mixed in with the Native American because the Native Americans had came prior, 14, 15, 16,000 years prior to even the Europeans, right? So we coexisted with them for all this time. So we were already, a group of people that lived in peace. And so when you look now at a, so to speak, Black American or Black Moor, we are multicultural. So we have, of course, our Aboriginal Black Moor DNA, our Native American DNA, despite what they tell you. They will never tell you that you have Native DNA, even though when you go back to any Black person, what do they always tell you? And if you're Black, you know that what I ain't telling no lie. They always tell you that my grandmother was Indian, or I've always been told I got Indian in my family. Yeah, it's because that is exactly what was on your birth certificate before the paper genocide. The paper genocide took you out of your body, your rightful status as a man upon the land, and gave you a fictitious title, script, doctrine, a script as a peasant. You were never a peasant. This is what I'm saying. We got to get rid of the foolala, the foolishness. and get back to the trueness so that the true men story can be told, so that this group of people can be healed, so that we can all heal collectively as humanity and get the heck up off this planet. Like, ain't y'all tired of being human? It is stressful. Message. Sorry, I had to say it. That's a nod to the old, my old openings to my videos. But guys, I'm having fun. I always like to have fun when the stuff is a little bit, yeah, But something else very interesting happened, guys. Like this is just all very interesting. Now, I'm gonna play something here. And it's a guy on TikTok, dippity doo. I've got another. Hold on. It will live in happiness too. Like the oompa doopity doo. Oh, that I'm channeling that song. Oompa, oompa, doopity doo. Guys, what happened in that movie? What was that? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This is the vibes that this whole halftime show was given. Like, we had, first of all, I want to tell you guys this. If you know anything about the Moors, so the Moors, as the one of their surnames is actually El, so spelled E-L, right? And this goes back to even biblical time. They have a few other surnames, popular surnames. They have a lot actually, but El is a very popular surname of the Moors, guys. So who was performing? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Who was performing at the Super Bowl election? Who was there? Hold on. I'm gonna tell you who was there, y'all. Hold on. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to who was performing. What L was performing? Okay. Look at there. We got Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know if anyone caught that. We got Samuel L. Jackson performing. L is a popular surname of Moors. It's right there, guys.
It's somewhere the wall. Nice. You're almost there. Don't mess this.
Okay, I don't want to play more because of copyright, but y'all get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Now, I'm going to play this whole breakdown from this guy on TikTok. I'm going to play his whole breakdown. And I think he may have mentioned the Moors. I think he passed by it, but I'm going to point out to you that it's actually embedded into what this other content creator was saying, okay? So I am about to pull that up here and let's take a listen.
Great. I told y'all this is over. This is literally our time to shine and all eyes are on us. Did you see what was going on there? Now we're gonna decode a little bit of this video. Now it starts out by showing the aerial view of the New Orleans Stadium and the Apple Music. Now we're going down to Apple. And the reason why we're going down to Apple is because that was the tool that was given to Eve by the snake. Remember that? So the apple was the wormhole we went through in order to experience this game. That's why worms live in apples, okay? Now, it's Samuel L. Jackson because it is Sam I Am. He is the cat in the hat, okay? He runs the show. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss means the source of it all. That's why Dr. Seuss's hat is infinite. He can pull anything out of the hat. We are also the white rabbit that went down the rabbit hole, allegorical. Allegorically speaking, of course. Now, in this scene over here, it shows you the PlayStation gamepad and it lands on a square, right? And a square is a three-dimensional object. And a square means it is fixed, showing you that this game has always been fixed. Because who created this? The great architects, the Freemasons, the original people. This is why Uncle Sam is black. Now, for those who don't understand why we went down the apple hole, well, the apple is the fruit that mirrors our electromagnetic field, our toroidal energy. This is allegorical to the snake energy, which is the feminine energy, giving the apple to Adam to go out and create into this world, which is the Adam's apple, which is the gift of woman, giving the man the ability to speak, because all men come from women. This is why you give your favorite teacher an apple, because an apple comes from the heart, literally. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I say Uncle Sam is black is because so-called black people are the original people. How are you going to have the original Uncle Sam, but put in Sam I Am instead? This is a double entendre because you don't put Uncle Sam, you put Sam I Am. So Samuel L. Jackson would be the real Uncle Sam, which is a play off this symbol over here, which is the Unc, which is the representation of the key of life. You have Unc L, Unc in the L, right? Which is God. Right? And Uncle
Okay,
Sam,
this.
you flip down around means more Unc, more Unc. Give me more Unc L. Give me more keys of life. That's what.
Okay, did you catch that? You catch that? See, he just scammed over it, but he just said a mouthful. Look how he just broke down. This is the Ankh, right? This is a symbol back in ancient Egyptian times. It's the Ankh. And he has it written Ankh, Uncle, Ankh L. And then he kept saying, give me more, mores. It's all very much the message that I was getting from source. So he scams over it. He's breaking it down, but he doesn't know he's passing. He's missing slightly. I mean, he ain't missed like this. He's dropping gems. He's looking for something else, right? The bigger picture, he's dropping gems. But like this little part, I'm just wanting to expand that just a little bit more, guys, because it's all right here in his synopsis here. So let's listen to that again.
Which is God, right? And Uncle Sam of the key of life. You have Unc L, Unc in the L, right? Which is God, right? And Uncle Sam, you flip down around means more Unc. More Unc. Give me more Unc L. Give me more keys of life. That's why DJ Khaled says another one, because he's got the key. I got the keys, the keys, the keys. Another one. Everybody must be judged. The energy only circulates through us. Everybody must be judged. That's why Trump predicts he can win 95% of the black vote, because he knew it was going to win. You flip that 95 to 59, that was the presidential race that he was in. He was the 59th running. You see that?
Do you hear what he just said in those lyrics? Is that everything runs off of us. What did I just say? He said that you must be judged, something to that extent. This is, we're looking at judgment. We're looking at the end of an age, completing all of the loose ends. What did I just say about what source was given reference to the copper colored race being conductors like copper? He just said everything runs through us or off of us, off of the conductors who conduct energy. And this is going to be so important as we move into this expanded consciousness, because we are going to have to conduct energy. There's a new energy raining down. And you know how long it took for these group of people, and I'm hearing like the group of people in the Sahara Desert, which was very expansive back then. They were bringing the energy of this earth through their body for eons to get it prepared and supple and just the right level so that we all that live today could have energy to power us. Because some people here on the earth are truly conductors. When the earth was formed, there was just souls. Their sole purpose was to come on earth and deal with the gases in the air to prepare for the earth children. This is what I'm saying. So it's not far-fetched when I say, because remember, we're going back to the beginning, back to the Moabites. The Moors are the Moabites, and even beyond that, follow them up to the stars. So we're going back, guys. So it's not far-fetched when I say this group of people are conductors to conduct energy, this new energy that's coming. Why would you break your tool? You're going to need this group of people, your tools, in order to conduct and receive the new energy, aka the new sun. This is why they keep saying that the sun is, it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. It's not that. It's a new energy. And Source really brought me back to the Sudan, the Sahara Desert, rather. It had lots of different people there. They did a beautiful job at funneling the energy, when the energy was new on the earth, funneling it through their bodies to now, as the DNA gets passed down and passed down, this is why every single nation is able to receive the codes from the sun, is because of the work that people have done for thousands and possibly millions of years. This thing is large, guys. It has nothing to do with even America when you zone out. It really just does not. And like I said, some souls were only here to be the molecules, the fibers in the air, to prepare for the earth children. So when they breathe, they don't breathe in, they can filter the toxins. Somebody had to do the legwork. That's what I'm saying. Source is saying that this group of people have done the legwork. When we trace this group of people back, the Moors, they've done the legwork. In a way, they are part of the source that we all stand on, part of the foundation, rather, that we stand on in this moment of reflection, that we're all, partaking in this game of life. And so that's all that Source is really saying in this prophecy, is that this is all being looked at. And I did feel strongly that this is really being considered by Donald Trump. And it played out on the world stage. Another thing, the video I did was called The Divided, it was the Black Moors versus the Divided States of America. If you look at this picture here behind me, these people, dancers, were representing the flag, and he's standing in the middle, telling you that the flag is divided. So this was very, very political, guys. And also, too, the other thing I do want to point out, now he probably says a lot more in that video, but I'm gonna just, for the sake of not making this too long. Also, too, another thing I want to point out, I was reading something up about the Moors, about the 40 acres and a mule, and they were talking about, or the Moors rather, when they came from, because they actually, the Moors occupied Spain for, I think it was 700 something. They occupied Spain for a while before they came here, for a long while before they came here. And I was reading something on Google and said that they possibly even extended to the Gulf of Mexico. Does that sound familiar? Why does Trump want to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America? Is it so that you don't have to pay these people as much because their territory extended down through the Gulf of Mexico? Is it you want to change the name to Gulf of America because of that? I'm saying, guys, everything means something. No one wakes up one day and just decides to do that. It's not, it's deeper than the tariffs, guys. Like I said, this war has been going on since the beginning. So very moment these two people clashed, first they were in partnership. So this is the backstory of the Moors. The Moors actually were in partnership with the Europeans. They were in partnership, and they also too, they did a few shady things. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you, because part of why they even started going over to pick up the Africans is because that was the Moors. That was the Moors' peace offering to the Europeans. And somehow the Europeans overpowered them, I believe through paper genocide, to actually rewrite the history and change the laws right underneath them, even though they were at a time working in unison together. I keep telling you, all these people are the same. So I'm just saying that's another thing that, I thought that I just wanted to point out. The last thing, and I'm going to wrap this up because this is already long, girl, is I'm going to play something else that was very interesting, guys. Kendrick, if you know anything about Kendrick Lamar, he is from California. What a coinkadink. He's from California. And I want to point something out because this has been the California's on fire. Also, too, I spoke about in this video how the ancestors are waking up from that, right down that San Andreas fault line. No, this is your DNA. The ancestors' DNA is waking up and it's unearthing itself. There's also ancestors in the spirit realm. This is what this was about. The chiefs were representing the ancestors, and the eagles were representing the divided states or the United States. And this battle, the elites won. But that is who was fighting. That's the whole point of this election rituals. It was telling you there is a fight going on in the spirit. There's two sides fighting. But these people used to be somewhat in bed with each other at the very beginning, but then the relationship went sour. And then we all became casualties of war. So what you see, the Black Americans now, we became a casualty of the war. And now, since we're all enslaved on some level, now we're all casualties of this war. And this is why we feel so much tension. You're like, why? When you go to other countries, they don't have so much racial tension as the United States. It's because this is part of the foundation, this whole point. It's in the template. It's in the Akashic Soul template, which was the whole point of what needs to be dispelled, dismantled, and cleansed right now, guys. Okay, let's play this here.
Now, we're looking back at the chiefs, going back to the colors. We saw the gold and the red in the jerseys and also on Queen Khalifa, Queen of California. Now we see those same colors here on these fault lines, which I said, this is the root chakra of the world in Mount Shasta, starting up here, but it also extends down the spine of the San Andreas fault line. These are holding ancestral codes. This is the Queen Khalifa and all of the ancestors that came from, it's bigger than, she's only a representation here. Right? I don't know if the ancestral codes on other countries are waking up, but right here, right now, the ancestral codes of the Aboriginal people here are waking up and they are tearing the land apart because they are at war. Okay? So we see that here. The chief's energy show up here in California in the red. Then it also shows up where? Literally near the other fault line, which kind of is located near Kansas City, Missouri has a fault line. This is still chief's energy. You see the red, this is the chief. The chief is in the mix. The chief is here and there and everywhere. But this is root chakra energy caught up in the eye of the storm, which I feel as if it is a heart. It feels as if it's a collective heart that this red is stuck in. And as we are fighting this proxy war, this is needing to be released as this is being avenged. And this message may not resonate for years from now. This message is ahead of its time, but in due time, it's going to make sense. But for now, just to strip it back, it's about two sides at war, the eagles and the chiefs representing the Aboriginal codes and DNA that actually has nurtured you on this land. You're here because the land called you here, no matter.
All right. So, guys, you can't make this up. You can't make it up. The Chiefs jersey, guys, is like the gold color with the red on it. That's the Chiefs jersey. Kendrick Lamar is actually born in California. So in the first part, and by the way, guys, when you think about all this red, all the fires going on in California, the element of fire deals with our heart, right? We are needing to expand our heart. Our heart is on fire. Even though California, Mount Shasta is the collective root chakra for the world, no. Source is saying that the root chakra energy is stuck in the heart. The heart is needing to expand past this. This is why Trump is your president, because I've been saying this for a very long time. There's a piece in the code of your creation, of our creation, that still has not healed past racism, past separatism, past prejudice. And that is being brought up in the template, the collective template, to be healed in this moment of reflection. So this group of people must be avenged, just like the word of the prophecy, in order for the collective to rise. That is what I want to say. Whew. Guys, I didn't know I would be on here for that long. And I'm sure there's just so much more that I could say, guys, that I could say, but I just needed to get this out because for some reason, like, it takes me forever to upload videos, and so it's just much easier if I go live. It's just much easier, but basically I just wanted to say that I thought the message was ahead of its time, but literally all I had to do was wait 24 hours and boom. I had no idea that he was performing or that he would have this kind of performance that was kind of echoing the message. I didn't know that, but nevertheless, that's kind of what's going on. But also too, guys, there's something very eerie now just about Trump, about the supercomputers that Elon has. I mean, he already said that the supercomputer helped, but I'm almost wondering if this is truly Trump, because it feels every time I tap into the energy of who's running the show, it feels I'm getting America's daughter. There is a feminine energy showing up, even though heavily Trump's energy is being broadcasted everywhere. But when I peel things back, there's some woman. Like, I don't know if it's his daughter, or it feels like I keep saying somehow Kamala is still showing up in the energy. And whether that's because secretly they're working together, or secretly, like I said before, the night of the election, the reason why Kamala succeeded so early, it was very easy. She didn't fight at all. And people are like, oh, no, it's because it was a blowout. No, it's because they were negotiating who would be the face of this corporation that's dying, that's being sold off for bits and pieces, kibbles and bits. It was a business decision. I saw that in the spirit. But they switched it because I'm telling you, it was like they were tinkering back and forth between Kamala and Trump. They truly didn't know until a point in time. And then that's when they flooded in all of the rest of the votes and all of that. Now, would Trump probably still have won? Yeah, but by that landslide, no, right? He probably still would have won. Yeah, but not by that landslide. So it was a business decision that came through at the final hour. And so I am telling you guys now, here in this moment, the presidency that you see is the blend of the Kamala Harris regime. You have to understand, source is very clear. When you think about a regime, you think about something that's forced, something that is a little bit rogue. We have Trump being rogue and in overtly being rogue. But when I peel back the covers, this is the regime that the Kamala Harris would have brought. And it's not her, guys, because she's working for, who she's working for. She ain't even working for America. She's working for other countries and, just people who tell her what to do. Everybody need a check. I'm mad that's how she got to get her money. I don't know. But this is just what I'm saying. Pay attention, zone out, think about everything, question what you're being shown, reflect, take some time to reflect, because there's still an election going on. That is what Source is really saying. The energy of the Super Bowl was another election. Why do you think Trump was there? He was there. I have no idea how to expand on that in this current moment, but that is what Source is saying. This is still part of the election for some reason. And maybe in due time, this will be revealed. Yeah. Maybe in due time, this will be revealed. But for now, that's the message. Also, too, really quickly, the other message was the Kendrick Lamar, right, is from California. And then in the message that Source gave me on my recorder, I heard like something say, give an order. Someone gave an order, burn down UCLA now. When we think about UCLA, we think about football. We think about college football. We think about football, and then we have Kendrick Lamar that happens to be, you can't even make it up. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Now, I'm a Valley girl, right? I'm a Valley girl. Because you guys know I lived in the San Fernando Valley for 14 years, almost 14 years. I'm a Valley girl, but hold on. I didn't still been to Compton. Hold on. Wait. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I have to look something up. So Compton is about 23 miles from UCLA. And Kendrick Lamar is from Compton, I believe. And the UCLA, I was getting an order to burn down UCLA, right? And so it's just very interesting that he ended up being a performer. And I didn't know he was performing. This is very interesting. And now what's happening? Did he not burn the place down? He just surpassed Michael Jackson as the most watched, the most viewed halftime show. Did he not burn it down? Did he not ignite a flame of fire? Did he not spark something? Seriously. That's what I'm saying, y'all. It's getting weird out here in these streets. In these spiritual streets. Guys, I love you guys. I love you. Hi, my dear gal. Hi, Shar. Hi, Carolyn. She's like, I just thought about Kamala earlier today. Yeah, Sherry. I love you and your message. Thank you so much. This is guys, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but when Source gets fixated on something, do you know I've been trying to do this video for days? Like, and I could have just like let it go, but when Source like wants me to say something, I just feel like if I can't say it or do it, or if I have technical issues, like I just feel so bad. There's something inside of me. I have to deliver the message. Like I'm literally, I'm instructed to do this. And so I hope that this message touches you guys with love and helps you grow and expand. And now we can expand out and even go into your own personal life. Is there anyone that you did a little dirty? Or maybe it's just a misunderstanding between you and this person. You won't expand that way. All the people like we want to cut out of our lives, but we never healed that first. And I'm not saying you have to have certain people in your life. If they're not serving your highest good, then no. But we have to heal between the two souls because this is the whole point of how we expand. So just as our collective soul body won't expand without going into these little isolated pockets and healing certain people that are actually really the foundation of this template, right? That we are able to experience, right? But also in your own personal life. I want you guys to look through that and make peace. You can write a letter and make peace with those people, and you can burn it, you can seal it in, you can bury it, you can submerge it in water. You can do all of that. You don't even have to speak to them. You can sit energetically and send them these loving vibrations right from the authentic heart, because the authentic heart is the only thing that stands in the end. So even the ones of us that are dying to ourselves, not being authentic, even you will have to avenge the other part of yourself. So the macro level, right? That's what's going on with the Moors and all of that. But on a micro level, even down to the very, your own very DNA is at war with itself. The head mind, the heart mind, the gut mind is at war. It's not cross, has not reached union yet. Mirata karashimbrutani hambruto shata. Minana kanamaru shandi. We're here to reach union yet again. We remember, your DNA remembers union, is to put down this fake false template, the veil, and it's to open up and expand the consciousness of the authentic heart. Because even you within yourself wants to clean out the lower and upper Egypt, which is the conscious mind, the subconscious. Miranda Karasha. Our DNA is being cleansed, purified. That's what's going on. All right, guys. I'm going to lead us out here with a little bit of some words and energy from source energy. And wherever you are in this time of reflection, I'm going to invite you to take in a very big, deep breath, expanding at the heart. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and receive the love vibration right to your heart. Niranda. Biranna kana shamburunda. Minanara shamburuto. Nirande hamburuto shande. And exhale. And expanding. Expanding that heart is expanding the mind, body, soul, spirit, and consciousness. As we walk together in divine love. Love is the way. Forgiveness. It is the key. And truth is the light that will always, always guide us home. Be well, guys. Be well.